Yo, what's good? It's been Fire here, back with another video, and today we're going to be hopping into another Madden 25 video. Today we're going to be going over how to quick adjust in Madden 25. This is a video you guys really liked for Madden 24, so we're going to bring an updated version, including all of the new and improved adjustments in this year's game. So if you guys do enjoy, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. It really shows the most support you could possibly show for the channel. Hit that thumbs up if you want more of these videos just like this one, and let me know what you guys want to see down below. We dropped a bunch video, and we dropped a defense yesterday, so check those both out, but we're going to bring a quick adjustments video. Now, how do you quick adjust in Madden? That is the question. That is the real question. How do I turn a cover 2 into a cover 3? Just like this. How do you do something like that? How do you turn a cover 3 into a cover 2, and how do we get it back to a cover 2? Just like so. So this is going to be a real skill gap. Looking at skill gaps in Madden, there's none higher than the quick adjustments and defensive adjustments in general. So we're going to reset the play, and we're just going to go from the top. So first of all, we're going to teach you how to quick adjust, and then we're going to also talk about what the quick adjustments do. So the first thing is we're going to bring up this pre-play menu. You can see it in the bottom right corner. It's going to say pre-play, and it's telling you to click the right analog stick here. Is that going to be the most efficient way to do things? It's not. But we have audible, we have secondary, we have defensive line, defensive keys, individual adjustments, and linebackers. So we have a lot there. Now, the first thing I'm actually going to talk about is going to be how in the world do we actually switch defensive players, because there's a few certain things that you'd be surprised some people don't know. So how do we switch players? Some people will probably be pressing B and trying to get, like, how do I get to the safety? I have to press B 15 times? You do not. You can actually hold the left stick in any direction you want, and that will get you from point A to point B in 3 moves rather than 15 moves. So again, if I hold it to the right, you don't have to be moving it, but just right when you click B, move it in the direction. You see my players, they're not moving anywhere. They're staying in the same spots, and we're able to switch players. So pretty simple there. Again, it's B or circle. Hold the left stick in whatever direction you want to go, and that'll be that. Now, is the right stick necessary? You can also see the play art by pressing the right trigger and the right stick up. Is the right stick necessary? Do I have to press right stick in X every time I want to audible? Right stick X. Then I can audible. No, the right stick is useless. It's really only for people that don't know how to don't know what button is for what. So you see, if I just press X, that kind of gets rid of the middleman there. So now we can just simply audible to our play without having to bother with the right stick, because that's going to save a lot of time in the long run. Because if you're making multiple adjustments, if I'm going to my secondary, I'm pressing, and then I'm going to my linebackers and I'm pinching, and it's going to save so much time not doing that. So that's step one. We're never going to use the right stick. I will use it to show you the buttons in this video's sake, but online, in a real game situation, you would never want to use it. It's just not efficient. So starting out with audible, to press audible, it's going to be X, and that's going to bring up 4 options. Now, of course, you guys should know that you can change these options if you'd like. That would be in the pre-play menu, but you have all these options. Now, you can obviously just press the button. If I press L1, that's going to switch it to a cover 3. Now we're in cover 3. You can reset the play. This is something that will be used a lot. You're going to press X and that left trigger, and now we're back in cover 2, which was the originally called play. Switch to man coverage. You can obviously move around with the D-pad and press A on any of these. It's generally speaking easier to just press the button. Of course, saves moves. Now we can also switch to other formations that have the same personnel. So other formations that have, 5 DBs, 2 linebackers, and 40 linemen. It's going to be the nickel sets. So we have 3 different nickel sets here. We can go to a nickel double mug. We can call a cover 2 in that. Now, sometimes it's a little bit finicky in this case, specifically because we've already clicked onto these linebackers. They're not going to move. That's going to be kind of a tip. If you click onto players, they're not going to move. Like if I click onto this corner and I move him a step and I press, now you notice how he doesn't go. The corner on the left still does go. Like we move him back, he's still going. If I touch him and I move him around, now I press and nothing's happening. So we're just going to call a play here just to get rid of that, and just so everything is in normalcy. So that is that pretty much. You can audible to any play, you can reset the play, you can also flip the play. That's not going to be used as much on defense. That's really more of an offensive thing. So that's really going to be it for audibling. Now, the next thing that we have is going to be the secondary, which is going to be Y. Now, secondary is going to be key, and there's going to be a few things within secondary. Now, in the video title, it says how to quick adjust in Madden. Now, quick adjustments are going to be kind of the bulk of what we're doing, but these adjustments are very important as well, so don't get that overstated. Quick adjustment is going to be double tap Y. We will go over that later. Let's go over just the basics of the adjustments with the coverage and the secondary in general. So we have pressing. You guys know that. It's going to bring those corners down. We're going to jam the receivers at the line of scrimmage. Good for blitz situations. Don't let them get any quick passes off. Now we have that. We have give cushion. Now giving cushion, that's going to back up the corners and the safeties. If you want to reset them to the normal position, that's where you would reset the play, and they should go back to position. So there's that. Now we have show 2 and show 3. Now what is show 2? Now we're of course already in show 2 because we're running a cover 2 defense. Let's say we go to a show 3. Now, as an offensive player, if I show 3, I'm thinking this is a cover 3. I'm dialing up a cover 3 beater immediately. Some kind of things like this. Let's open up the corner out over here. Pretty simple stuff. Now, in cases, this would be good. But in other cases, this may not be great. This would be good if you're running a cover 3 cloud situation. Like if I'm running something like this on defense. If I'm running a cover 3 cloud, we'll show you how to actually do something like this. This could be good. In our case, it's not going to be that used. But it's good for disguising. You can get really advanced with it. Who knows, later down the year, we could have setups where we show 3 or show 2. It's very helpful to know how to do it. Now we have a few other adjustments, and that is going to be shading over the top and shading underneath. Now I'm going to go to man coverage here to show you guys an example of each. So we're pressed, and let's run the press normally. Let's go. I want you to watch Y. He's going to run a little slant route. Watch Y, which is going to be Wan'Dale Robinson here. You see how he gets jammed at the line of scrimmage. He's jammed. Now he does get open, but he gets pressed at the line of scrimmage for a long time. So how do you press? We want to give the illusion of pressing, but we don't want them to press because sometimes when you press, you can get beat deep. How do we avoid that? We're going to go back to man coverage. We're going to press, and then that's going to be shading over the top, which is going to be up on the right stick. So now we're going to put Wan'Dale Robinson on the same exact route and take a look here. No press at all with any of those guys. So again, situationally, this could be better if you have slow corners. This is something you're going to want to do. You probably don't want to press at all, but that is going to be just a very beneficial thing to know. Now, let's say we're getting killed with corner routes. I want to shade outside. This could be in man coverage. This could be a zone adjustment. We could shade outside. Now, maybe this helps us defend a corner route concept, shading outside. You see we jammed to the line of scrimmage. These guys, I mean, he is not getting open. Even if he didn't get bumped, he's not getting open. So you have that, shade inside. Pretty much do it depending on what side he's killing you with. If he's spamming corner outs or spamming slants, whatever. That's a beneficial thing to know. Now, you can also shade outside in zone. Feel free to do that. Let's go to a cover 3 here, and let's take a look at our defense. So we're in curl flats. Let's say we want to shade underneath. What's that going to do? That's going to put him in hard flats. So that is going to defend against things like Saquon Barkley's route. We play underneath. Boom. We shaded underneath. There's nowhere for him to pass. That turned a curl flat into a hard flat, which we will once again explain later. But we have those hard flats. You could go hard flat here. Let's say I don't want a hard flat. I want to shade over the top. Now we go back to cloud flats. Shading over the top is going to move it up the food chain. So pretty simple stuff there. You can still press and shade over the top in zone. And this would be so your DBs don't press in that as well. So that's really going to do it for these. Now we have individual adjustments, which is going to be A. Now, this is just going to be if you press the A button. Now you have a quick adjustment with this player. So if I want to put my linebacker over here in a blitz or a QB spy, we can do that. Now, we'll go over what all these adjustments are because we're going to tackle those within the quick adjustments. But you could do this with any player. If you click onto the safety, you can now put him in whatever. And it just depends on what part of the field they are, what position they're playing, what adjustments they can do. So if you want to quickly put a guy on a QB spy, you can just click down, put him on a QB spy, click back up. We'll talk about all the adjustments that each defender has a little bit later, but that is going to be an option. We're going to snap the ball here just to reset. just to reset our defense and everything there, because we clicked onto a lot of people. So we have that. Now, the next thing is going to be quick adjustments. I will talk about quick adjustments a little bit later, because I want that to be the last one we do. But we have sticks. Now, what is sticks? Let's say it's 3rd and 20. If we play the sticks, those defenders are going to sit around the 20-yard line. Now we have show blitz. Show blitz is going to give the illusion of blitzing. This is a risky thing. You can press, and then you can show blitz. And this is going to be more of a scary look. I mean, really looks like, but you can also get burnt deep. I like showing blitz in the red zone to get those safeties down. Any other place, it's very risky. So be very careful in doing that, but that is the adjustment. You can obviously still cancel that. Let's go over quick adjust. Quick adjust is going to be the key point. It's going to be probably the type of adjustment used the most, putting corners, manning up players. If you hear me say in videos, man up the slot corner on the wide receiver, man up the running back. How do I man him up? Like, I just don't know how to man him up. You're going to double tap Y, and that's going to bring up everybody we have here. So we are going to have different adjustments for the free safety and the strong safety and the slot corner and the outside corners. Now, the safeties should actually have the same. It depends on the formation. Sometimes they can have different. The corners, the outside corners will have the same, slot corner will have different. So let's start out with our slot corner. So you actually will triple tap Y, so you'll be 1, 2, 3, and now you have these adjustments. And this would be the same if you actually clicked onto them and pressed A for that individual adjustment. So what do we have with these curl flats here, or these slot corners here? So we have a few adjustments. We have a seam flat. Now, seam flat is going to be a match cover 3 zone. It's not something you would really adjust out of. It's something you would more so come out of or adjust into rather. Then we have the curl flat. Curl flat is going to be good if we want to run a cover 3 cloud scheme, which you guys will hear me talk about a lot. So if we wanted to run a defense like this, here we have a cover 3 cloud. The way you would do that is you would put Y on a curl flat. That's going to be the zone in a cover 3 zone, cover 3 defense. Then we have hard flat, which you saw we got earlier by shading the cover 3 underneath. That is going to be a flat zone. It's going to defend out routes, flat routes, underneath routes, drags, things like that. The curl flats are going to be more so used for deeper routes, corner routes, backside post routes, crossing routes, slant routes. Very good for those. And you can set zone drops for any of these as well. The last thing is going to be a vert hook. So if we wanted to go vert hook, let's say we were running a cover 3 cloud from the other side, we actually rotate it over, who knows what we were doing, something like this. You could get really creative with the cover 3 clouds. If you're running something like this, you could rotate over, you could put him in a vert hook, and you could do it that way. You see he's stock in a hook curl or a zone curl. The vert hook is a different zone. You see vert hook here. Now, that's going to be it for those quick adjustments. Now we have man coverage, which is going to be the most important. Man coverage is going to be in the same place for every player on the defense, and it's going to be up on the right stick. So whether you're adjusting your linebackers, or your D linemen, or your safety, or your outside corner, man coverage is always going to be up on the right stick, which is something that's actually nice. So let's say we want to man him up on the safety, or man him up on, not the safety. I'm fumbling my words a lot here. It's a lot of talking for me. Cut me some slack. If you say man him up on Wan'Dale Robinson, man him up on the slot receiver, that's going to be Wan'Dale Robinson. How do we man him up? Triple tap Y up on the right stick, and now we can choose whoever. Now you're limited depending on the side of the field they're on. Certain players like linebackers should be able to use anybody or safeties, but with the slot corner, he's on the left side of the field. We're not going to be able to use him or man him up to, Malik Neighbors over there on the right. We're going to be able to man him up on the running back at all times and the receivers that are on the side that he's on. So if it was 5 wide, there's 3 receivers, or if it was trips, you'd be able to man him up on any of the 3 receivers. But in this case of tight, we can only do the 2. So let's say I want to man him up on Y, we can do that. Now, one other thing I didn't talk about with individual is, let's say we want to press a certain player. Like, let's say I want to press Malik Neighbors, but I don't want to press Darius Slayton because his speed scares me. We press Y, we press A, we press B, and then we can go down on the left or right stick, and that's going to kind of move him into press position. Or if we back him off, that's going to back him off like that. So again, we can do that with the slot corner or the outside corner. Now I don't know why they don't go in press position, but if you were pressed and you wanted to manually back up one of them, you could do that. If you want to manually press one of them, you could do that. So that's just something that's nice. Again, that's Y, A, and then you press the player you want. And you could do this out of any of them. You can only do this out of Y, actually. You can't like manually move a linebacker out of the quick adjust or back him up because you're not pressing a linebacker. But that is YA, and then you press the receiver that you actually want, and then you can go up or down, or you could shade left or shade right. So interesting stuff there. So again, to man him up, it's up on, you can do it really quickly. Like I'm going to switch him to Wan'Dale Robinson. You'll see how fast I can do it. Boom. And it's done. So when you're manning up multiple people, you have to learn how to do this quickly. And again, go in practice mode, practice this yourself. You can get creative and you can take advantage here. So other things we have, QB spy, we're not going to use for corners. We have bluff blitz, we're not going to use. We have blitz. That's helpful. Sometimes you'll send edge heat and you'll blitz. This could be a beneficial adjustment to learn, you guys. Blitzing, that's going to be down on the right stick. So we send a little edge pressure. We want to get heat. We do get pressure. Now it's not going to be a good blitz setup, but there will be a lot of blitz setups where you probably blitz that slot corner. The outside corner, not so much. So that's going to be it for the slot corner. Let's move into the outside corner here. Now with the outside corner, it's going to get a little bit different. Some will be the same, man coverage blitz. Others will not be the same at all. So starting out, we have the outside third, which is going to be up on the left analog stick. Now, how do we go to the outside third? Again, we go up. This would be good once again for cover 3 cloud, other adjustments where you want to bail out. Again, depending on the defense you run, you'd be like, I don't need to learn this. I'm running a quarters defense. I'm never going to put him in an outside third. But then the meta comes around, you switch defenses and you're like, oh crap, I don't know how to put him in outside third, or something's happening in the game. The third is playing better than the quarter. Who knows? You guys, these adjustments are weird, but it's very beneficial to know everything so that you're not underprepared. It's better to be overprepared than underprepared. Outside third is going to be up on the left stick. So if we manually press him, we want him on a little outside third. That's the way to do it. Next up, we have soft squat. Now, soft squat is going to be more of a match coverage zone as well, similar to the seam flat. The soft squat is actually going to play like it's man coverage, I believe, until a player comes into his zone. So he's going to play man coverage, but and to an extent, he's not going to run 60 yards down the field, but he will run 20 yards down the field as long as zone drops are not enabled. And he's going to do that thing. So we have that. We have hard flat. Once again, same thing with hard flat. And that is actually the same as it was with the slot corner, hard flat, underneath the zone. It's a lot easier to just shade underneath, but if you only want to put one of them in a hard flat, that is how it's done. Then we have cloud flat. Cloud flat is the default zone that we are in here. Now, one thing with actually cover 3 that I didn't talk about is if we want, what do we want? How do we put cloud flats? Because with Y, you see we can't put them in a cloud flat. You could shade underneath and then shade over the top, and that's going to get us cloud flats. So just a little tip there. There's lots of little pointers I probably won't remember in this video, but you guys will slowly learn just experimenting yourselves. So that is going to be X adjustments on the left. Then we have man coverage similar to those. Again, you can only man up X, Y, or RB. Man up him. If you want to man up both players on the side, you could do it like that. Then we're back. Then we have outside quarter. This is actually helpful because there's a lot of times in cover 3 where I noticed that outside quarters may play certain things better, like corner routes, very much so outside breaking routes. And it doesn't really give that big of a difference over there. So if you're getting killed in the cover 3, you want to run cover 3, but your thirds just aren't cutting it, go outside quarter, and that is how it's done. Then we have deep half. Deep half is not something that you really do. If you're running a cover 2 invert style of defense, then maybe you do, but it's very risky. Like if you're playing a defense like this, now I'll tell you when a deep half would be kind of decent. And we'll go cover 3 sky. Let's say he's running a cover 3 beater, like some kind of a post concept. He's getting open on the left side a lot. We could deep half over there. That's going to prevent any cover 3 beater. Those outside thirds, they can bite down on corner routes from time to time. The deep halves, they stay home, they stay back, and they defend their route. So deep half, it actually could be useful. Then we have blitz. You're never going to blitz that corner. If you're running a corner blitz, you're playing this game a lot wrong in a lot of ways. So that is the outside corner. Obviously B would be the exact same thing, so I don't feel the need to talk about him. Exact same adjustments in the exact same spots. Let's go to the safeties now. So again, the safeties will be the exact same, obviously just on different sides, but we have the deep half first, which is going to be up on the left analog stick. Now, the safety is going to be L1. There are cases where the free safety could be Y and the slot corner could be L1. Keep that in mind. It depends on the personnel. It depends on the formation that you're running. Up on the left stick is going to be deep half. Let's go inside third. That's going to be left on the left stick. This would be good for hint cover 3 cloud, which we've been saying. Cover 3 cloud is really good. That's how you do that. Hook curl. Let's say you want to move him down. We run the cover 3 like this. And then this, what does this allow you to do? This allows you to actually use that safety, putting him in a hook curl. You could run your defense like that. Then we have the curl flat, which again, you could move him in a curl flat over here. Maybe we do that. Maybe we now put Y on a vert hook. Mix it up that way. Then we have, last but not least, the ones on the right side, which are going to be kind of weird. Outside third left. I don't know why it has him going to the wrong side. It's so stupid. And this, I think, depends on the formation you're in as well, but ignore that. That is super dumb. The next one is inside quarter. This could be helpful. I don't catch myself doing it too often, but certain defensive adjustments could call for that. Then we have blitz. You wouldn't really blitz your safeties, so we'll leave that one alone. So again, obviously same thing over here on the right. Let's say you wanted to play cover 2 invert, you could play cover 2 invert. Or I did the wrong adjustment, but here is cover 2 invert, something like this. This would be a good cover 2 invert, safeties and curl flats, corners and deep halves. Other than that, it's again, same stuff. Now you, for some reason, you actually can put the strong safety in an outside third. Why you would do that, I don't know. Could you play coverage like this? You could. Who knows? Sometimes weird adjustments work. Again, you have the curl flat, you have the hook curl. Everything is in the same spot, which makes it super good. I'm super happy that everything's not flipped because that would be an absolute nightmare. So yeah, I mean, that's really it for our quick adjustments with the secondary. Let's move into the linebacking core now. Now, here's what the thing with the linebacking core. I'm going to try and get into a different formation here to show this a little bit better, because for some reason in this formation, it doesn't work great. I think it should work well out of this set. So with these linebackers, we have 2 of them. So you can do a few things. The first thing you could do, and for the linebackers here, I'm going to go back to our adjustment kind of keyboard, bulletin board, and that's going to be D-pad to the right. So it used to be R1, it's D-pad to the right now. So D-pad to the right is going to pull is what Y is for your secondary, D-pad to the right. So we can spread, that's what we just did. Spreading the linebacker is going to move them away, move them further apart from each other, and then we could reset. Now, you could pinch. This isn't a good set for that either. You could shift right. This is going to move him. I accidentally moved him, so we're just going to snap the ball. Nice pass, Danny Dimes. I'm not going to touch my left stick so that these guys don't move, but if you pinch, you see they kind of move a little bit closer. Do they really? Not really. You move to the right, they shift right. You move we reset, and then we move to the left, they shift left. We spread out. Now, you don't want to shift left and then spread. You want to reset and then do your adjustments, so don't play around with stupid stuff like that. But that is how you move those guys around, and then you can blitz. So you'll hear in my setups a lot, I'll say blitz all linebackers, mainly for blitz setups. That's going to be D-pad to the right, down on the right stick, and that's going to blitz all these linebackers. Now we have a blitz. If we reset, then everyone's back in their same positions. Would you ever zone all? Not really. That usually puts them in stupid zones, so I stay away from that. So that's really going to be those to reset any adjustment that we made. If I blitz all linebackers, I don't want that. I could just press D-pad to right and the left stick, because if I set up my whole secondary, I don't want to reset the whole defense. I just want to reset those guys. Simple. Obviously, even if I manned him up, let's say I manned him up on him, I'm like, oh crap, I don't want to do that. I cancel it, especially if you know he's going to snap the ball and you don't have time to man him up on the right guy. You could actually cancel it, get him back in his zone. He's able to do his things. So now we have our linebacking core. Now we have a few different things with the linebackers, and that's going to be the quick adjustments. You're going to double tap the right stick or the D-pad to the right, We have A here. So we have a few things with A. I'm actually going to spread him out, get him in more of a linebacking stance. We have first, middle, third. This is going to be good for a cover 2 situation. If you're getting beat down the middle, you want to run cover 2, put him in middle, third. You can take care of that. Good for cover 2 invert as well. We have curl flat, left stick to the right. This is going to be similar to our slot corner and our safeties. Left stick to the right. It's going to put him in curl flat. And this is how we were running our cover 3 cloud on one of those sides. So now we have cover 3 cloud over there. We will reset the defense, but over here, the next thing is mid-read. I would never use this adjustment, putting them in a mid-read. They're actually pretty good this year, but stay away from that. Then we have hook curl. This will be something that could be useful depending on what. Sometimes you come out in plays that you like, but the linebackers are in weird zones. It's a good way to counteract that. Anyways, we have man coverage. So man coverage is going to be same up on the right stick. Now, again, with these linebackers, it's cool. We can incorporate some kind of cross man. So if you actually put safeties at linebackers, that's where you can get creative with some of these adjustments. You can man them up on any player on the field. Mostly what I would do with these guys is man them up on the running back. So you'll hear me man up the linebacker on the running back. That's going to be deep head to the right twice, A, up on the right stick, and then R1. So the next thing we have is QB spy. This could be something beneficial as well. If you're getting killed by Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels or Anthony Richardson, go with a QB spy. That's right stick to the left. That is similar to the slot corner. Then we also have hard flat. So we can hard flat. Let's say we want to play coverage like this. Good way to do that. Last but not least, blitz. That's going to be similar. Let's say instead of blitzing all linebackers, you just want to blitz one. That's all you have to do. Just press the, and again, you'll get really quick at getting to these players. Like I can get to A in a split second. So when you're making 10 adjustments and you're like, what is he doing? You're like, oh, he's actually doing something. Not just pressing buttons. But I mean, you can obviously get creative with this. You see, I'm just switching over the defenses so many times. So yeah, that's the linebackers adjustments. It's obviously going to be same for Devin Lloyd here. Everything the same, so we don't need to talk about it. Last but not least is going to be the defensive line. Now, here's the thing with the defensive line. We like quick adjustments. Will you really ever use? Not so much. I'll talk about them, but the bulk of what you would do with the D-line is manning them up on the running back maybe, or putting one of the guys in a curl flat or a vert hook. Because you're not going to need to blitz them. They're already blitzing. So let's talk about some other things. The first thing with the D-line is going to be the D-line is deep head to the left instead of deep head to the right. Let's look at our bulletin board here, deep head to the left. So let's say you want to pinch the D-line. That's going to be down on the left stick. Pinch the D-line, down on the left stick. They get closer. Now, obviously, the interior D lineman would generally get closer, but because there's someone there, or supposed to be, nobody gets closer. Whatever, it's fine. Then we have spread. They move further. So for some blitz setups, you'll have to spread your D-line or pinch your D-line. Then we have shift right. They shift to the right, shift left, shift to the left. You can again reset the shift by pressing LT after you're pressing deep head to the left. Then we have slanting. Now, you'll hear me sometimes refer to this as crashing. If I say crash down, that's going to be slant inside, deep head to the left, down on the right stick. Now look at the blitzing angle. They're blitzing at a downward angle. If I say crash out, that's going to be slant outside. Now they're taking an outside technique, outside approach. You could obviously crash left or right. Those would be more so for blitz setups, and these are more for blitz setups, but that is how you do that. Anyways, we have the quick adjustments for these guys. So the D linemen, D ends are going to be different from the D tackles. With the D ends over here, we could do a curl flat. This would actually be something that could be helpful. Now, mainly the hard flat would be useful because you're generally putting them to cover the flats. If you're trying to get your D linemen, if they're not athletic at all, like a Micah Parsons or a TJ Watt, you're trying to put them in coverage, not the smartest play. So you have curl flat, hard flat, seam flat, very similar to the slot corner. Vert hook, this is something that's beneficial. We actually did that in last night's video. We put the D-line in a vert hook, something that's used. Then you have man coverage. Now, man coverage would be useful if you're trying to man up the running back, something like this. Now he's manned up, and now we don't have to worry about him. 3-man rush, but hey, you're not going to pass. You're not going to beat me into the running back. Get some time, make a read, and that's when you force him into mistakes. So man coverage, QB spy, that's going to be very helpful. if you don't want to QB spy your linebacker, which I wouldn't recommend, QB spy that D lineman. Then we have blitz, bluff blitz, down on the right stick, right on the right stick. Simple stuff. So that is really all the adjustments that you guys would need. Is there some other stuff? Yes, there is. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the defensive keys. Now, with the defensive keys here, it's going to be if you want to bulk shift the defense. So let's reset. Let's say I wanted to back off the corners. I wanted to spread the linebackers. I wanted to spread the D linemen. This is good if it's like 4th and 25. If it's Hail Mary situation, that's going to be right bumper up on the left stick or the D-pad. Everybody's going to move back. Or if you pinch, everybody's going to move in. The corners are going to press. The D linemen are going to pinch. The linebackers are going to pinch. If we shift the whole defense right, the corners, again, they don't have the ability to shift right, but the linebackers and the D linemen do. That's an easy way to do that. So the other thing that we can do is we can option the quarterback or option the running back. If he's killing you with read option, you're like, I've been playing the QB conservative, but he's been handing the ball off a lot. Let's attack the running back. We press X, and now we're attacking the running back. If we press A, then we're playing the QB. Simple. Next up, we have QB contain. That's going to be R1, R1. This is going to be good for scrambling QBs. R1, R1. Now we have QB contains. Now if Daniel Jones tries to sprint out of the pocket, there's a linebacker coming for his face, and he fires a pick. So D lineman rather, not linebacker. Also pause. But that's QB contain. Very beneficial. That's something that you would want to know. Good for blitz setups as well. Sometimes blitz setups will require a QB contain. Then we have pass guessing plays. Pass commit. If you ever hear someone say pass commit or run commit, why did I run commit? Pass committing. Pass committing is usually good to get better sheds. Obvious pass situations, it's very, very normal to want to pass commit. Your linebackers will be a little bit more aggressive. They're not worrying about the run. Kind of in real life, 3rd and 10, those D linemen, they pin their ears back and they start going after the QB. So we have that. Now, how do we cancel a QB contain? Because how do I cancel it? How do I get out of it? You could either reset the play, or what you could do is you could just slant your D line in any way. So if I slant inside or I slant outside, that would cancel a QB contain. Then we have run commit. Let's say we run commit. He's really red zone, 4th and inches. We run commit. Now everybody's playing the run. Those safeties, everybody's coming down. Everybody's playing the run. That's how you do that. Anyways, that's pretty much going to be all these adjustments for you guys. If you guys did enjoy and you like this style of video, make sure you please, once again, subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that thumbs up, and peace. I'm out of here.